With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, this is something I would love to get Dr. Drew's perspective on, and unless he's talked about it already. The FDA just approved a drug to treat depression that happens to be basically Special K, a club drug from the party scene. It's ketamine, which has long been used as a sedative. It's increasingly been tried by psychiatrists as a last-ditch effort to treat 12 to 20% of adults who do not respond in any way to medication or treatments. So now, according to Vox.com, Johnson & Johnson has developed a drug called esketamine. It's sold under Spravato. It's a nasal spray, and it's designed to alleviate depressive symptoms within hours. Now, Prozac and things like that can take weeks or months to start to feel the effects. However, many are holding off on calling this a wonder drug. It hasn't been tested that long. The results are pretty mixed, but Johnson & Johnson's going forward with hopes that this will be something that people will respond to.
You know, I feel like there's a percentage of people that have a chemical imbalance that can't be cured through sort of traditional means. I feel like a lot of people have a chemical imbalance, but cold dips in the pool and hot saunas at night and chopping wood and listening to classical and going on a Tough Mudder and all that kind of stuff. I feel like you can overcome 90% of the chemical whatever with just a diet and a discipline and a focus and a joy and a people around you and passions and
sleep hygiene,
favorite gin and all that stuff. But
all the staples.
I would never say that there is not a small percentage of people who really need to take something. My worry is whether it's getting to sleep or getting undepressed or waking up in the morning, it's such a slippery slope to go, I could use a little hit of that. Like it's the magic pill part. We're at that time in our history, and it's we're going to have to govern ourselves because the doctors really aren't doing it. I mean, think about the insane amount of back pain and Percocets and all the pills and all the numbing and you need more, and the doctors go, you have more back pain and more whatever. I'm just saying, anyone who's thinking about doing anything, please make it the last resort. Please get up and jump in that freezing, take that cold shower, take that jog, listen to that music, get out there, throw a ball to your kid, really run with your dog, go to the beach or find some water and run in the sand. Do that as much as you can and then dive into this.
Yeah. Well, and when we talked about this a few days ago, and I mentioned, if you feel completely alone, DM me. Well, the dam has broken.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm getting DMs and Twitter DMs and Instagram and emails every single day. And I've just been, listening to people and saying, I get it. I empathize with what you're going through. This is a couple things that have helped me. This is a couple things you might be interested in. But there are a lot of people out there that have said, did you really mean it? Because I'm really struggling. And they're out there.
Well, we're doing it to ourselves to a certain extent. I don't know if I was talking to you guys about this. Maybe I was talking to Mark Garrigus about it. Maybe this is the number or letter A talking. Was I talking about Bill Maher and Donna Brazile on this show, or was I talking about I know I talked about Garrigus, but she was talking about Jussie Smollett, and she was going we hurt, I hurt inside, and I'm like, when did all this become hurt? When did everyone start hurting inside? This is an adult. Okay, this kid screwed up. That's fine. You don't need to hurt inside, or you're going to have a hard life if you weep and hurt.
For every...
Yes. I mean, it's like that thing where it's hey, the polar bear got shot. And you're I hurt. It's look, you can want horses not to die at Santa Anita, but you don't need to hurt inside. Yeah. And I wouldn't announce it to the heavens. There's way too much of that. I'm so upset about this thing with the horses, or this, politics, or this thing that's going on over here, or the environment, or whatever. Stop sucking it all in.
Then what would 99.9% of people do on Facebook?
Yeah, it just
what's for?
Be awfully empty.
Everybody stop mourning and hurting and weeping and feeling pity and sorrow. Just go, all right, what that guy did was stupid. The world's full of stupid people.
Such is life.
I'm always surprised there's not more stupidity. You think about, you just take something Jussie Smollett, and you go, I hurt inside. I'm surprised there's not way more of that. If you think about it, the fact that it's that isolated, that the hoaxes are that isolated and the actual hate crimes are that isolated is pretty good. That's how I sort of think about it. Like, I don't go, oh, my God, I heard. I just go, that never happens. That's pretty good.
Right.
You know, I look at it. It's like when I hear about an airplane crash, I go, oh, that's horrible. But I don't hurt inside because for the amount of commercial flying Americans do,
Adam Carolla, I don't hurt inside for plane crashes.
Pretty rare. Yeah.
We do pretty good.
We do pretty good.
Yeah.
So don't hurt inside.
Yeah, stop hurting. Although I do know someone very well that is, I don't know what the name is, but it's non-responsive, depression, doesn't respond to drugs. So they're going to start doing that. It's not electroshock therapy. It's like a magnet, and it like taps over and over again, and you have to do it for hours and days, and that's apparently the new thing. It's not ECT that Carrie Fisher was super into. Remember, she was like a spokesperson, but it's this new thing where it's like a tapping magnet. So we'll see. I don't know.
To Drew about it.
Yeah, I would love to. TMZ reports that celebrity chef Mario Batali is surrendering all of his restaurants in the wake of the various sexual assault allegations.
He got
against
Me
him.
Too'd early, and then he got kind of fell off the radar, and now he's back.
And Brian, this includes Italy.
I was going to say, can he send Mozza my way?
Mario will no longer profit from his 16 restaurants, and that also Italy, the Italian supermarket. We have one out here. TMZ broke the story in January when the NYPD closed 2 sexual assault cases against him without filing charges. The NYPD probe started after a woman came forward on 60 Minutes last May, claiming he had sexually assaulted her in 2005 at his Spotted Pig restaurant. Another woman filed a police report in March of 2017, claiming Batali raped her in 2004 at his West Village eatery. Soon after the allegations surfaced, several of the restaurants under his company closed their doors, and I can't remember the name of the family that he partners with. Bahania, I don't know if you know, Brian, but they are severing ties.
No, I don't.
Well, there are no more heroes left. Just all I have. Michael Jackson's down. R. Kelly's gone. Yeah. This guy's
Who
gone.
do we look up to?
Well, all I got's the Bikram yoga guy. That's all I got.
The hot yoga.
That's all I got. Is that guy? That's my only. That's my Mount Rushmore male heroes.
One
I can
head
only
left.
look up.
And God forbid anything happens. Comes out about him.
Don't you jinx it?
I'm sorry. I probably even brought it up.
Don't even.
If anything ever happens with Guy Fieri, I believe you'll hurt. You'll hurt inside.
Well, wait, I don't get it. So
it's a clogged artery.
Why did he shut it? He shut everything down for like bad publicity.
I think the restaurant family, and again, I'm sorry, the name is escaping me.
He's divested himself from the restaurant.
They asked him to divest. They're basically buying him out. They don't want this bad publicity following them around.
Now's a good time to go to Mozza.
Yeah,
get every liquidation at Italy.
See you there.
Yep. Yeah. Well, speaking of Michael,
I did have a little experience at Mozza though.
A good one
with Phil.
I went there, I think, with Jimmy, a few guys. It's great.
It's best restaurant in LA.
Squash blossoms.
Got the pizza.
Okay.
I said,
pizza's really good.
What do you want to order? When you went on that pizza, and I said,
they get pretty exotic with the pizzas.
Well,
I want meatballs on my pizza.
And a little policy Pam.
And they said, we don't do meatballs on the pizza. And I said, oh, okay. But we just ordered appetizers of meatballs. And they're like, yeah, we do that. And I was like, okay, well, cut them in half and put them on the pizza. And they're like, we don't do that.
Wow.
And I was like, I bet you could do that.
You can get one with an egg and brown butter sauce, but you can't get meatballs.
Now, if you want to take meatballs and a pizza to go, you do with it. That's your business.
I didn't want to go 5 easy pieces on his ass.
That's been you in the parking lot.
But it's like, you have meatballs and you have anything you want on a pizza, and I just whack it in half and do it on there. And look, somebody could give me a reason, but I'm saying, slice it up and put it on there.
It would be fun, Chris, if you can find the Mozza menu and just look at the absurd combinations of what they have on their pizza.
And their meatballs are amazing.
Their meatballs are amazing. Everything's amazing, but it's just funny that they couldn't do that. They wouldn't capitulate on that one thing.
Couldn't or wouldn't.
I don't know that a meatball could support, that the crust could support a meatball from Mozza.
It's thin and it's good, and I get it. I just want a little effort. That's all. Because imagine a meatball pizza from Mozza.
Delicious.
Oh my
By
God.
the way, the family I couldn't come up with was Bastianich, and they've been partners for 20 years. Oh, here's the menu.
You look up the pizzas. I'll let you guys
Brussels
look into
sprouts, guanciale, red onion, and mozzarella is an option.
No meatball!
And these are delicious, by the way.
Not as good as meatball.
Leeks, scallions, garlic, and bacon.
Meyer
But no
lemon and
meatball.
fried parsley.
I just feel like they have the technology to get some meatballs on there.
I've had every one of those.
Goat cheese leeks. Ugh. I like the bacon part. I get the goat cheese off of there.
Well, Michael Jackson is really staunchly in the news right now, and some of those statues are coming down. There's a statue of Michael.
There's statues?
Yeah, it's been removed from Britain's National Football Museum. I don't know why it was in the National Football Museum. Hours before the documentary Leaving Neverland airs in Britain, the Manchester-based soccer club took down the replica that's been placed there since 2009 by Mohammed El Fayed, if El Fayed sounds familiar. Michael had been a friend of El Fayed, and his son, Dodi, was killed with Princess Di in 1997.
What percentage of statues end up getting taken down?
A lot lately.
Between the Civil War, the Joe Paterno, Michael Jackson, Saddam Hussein, all the greats.
I was thinking about this. I was sort of talking about it earlier in the day, and I was like, Roman Polanski and, I don't know, Woody Allen, Wagner. There's a lot of people that created a lot of art, and is it okay? And it's like, my feeling is like it's okay to go and do a hospital that some bad guy donated or bought or whatever, as long as you can use the hospital.
If
your
hospital.
kid's sick, then good. Joke's on him. He's an evil guy, and he put his name on the hospital. And I feel all the pain that Donna Brazile felt, which is like, I feel like you can just listen to a Michael Jackson song and listen to it like it's a song living in space.
Right.
Vacuum. If you like it, then you like it. And if you like a Roman Polanski movie, then like a Roman Polanski movie. And you don't have to go, well, he's a bad guy, I can't enjoy this. That's sort of my feeling.
You're going to want to tell a lot of Jews that, because you will not hear Here Comes the Bride at a Jewish wedding.
Oh, is that a...
Yeah, Wagner.
Is it?
I think so. You don't. It's not played at a Jewish wedding.
Interesting.
As far as I know. I've never heard it.
Should I take back
Google
that
me right, Chris.
Krupp's coffee maker I got you? Yeah. But a lot of Jews... Deep dive into the coffee. A lot of Jews will drive a Mercedes or BMW.
I just Googled Wagner Jewish weddings, and the first thing that came up is no Wagner for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in an article.
The Wagner Nazi.
Yeah.
So did he do, let's see, what did Krupp's make, and then what did Wagner do?
Wagner did Flight of the Valkyries. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yeah. I know,
Wagner's
so good.
Epic.
But did he...
Oh, you do in terms of...
Did he do the wedding? And... I don't know if Wagner was bad or Hitler just loved Wagner and then made him bad.
By association?
Yes.
The rumor is he was a noted anti-Semitic, but I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, Henry Ford's anti-Semitic and anti-Semite, and he built a lot of bombers and helped win World War II.
Yeah, put up very few leaflets. Just a few.
The dealer. So weird. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird part. We burn calories doing this. Yeah. Like, drive away customers. Great. We'll have the Jews all drive Chevys. Awesome. All right. Sorry.
Bad business. Well, starting in 2026, one person will be selected as part of a conceptual art project in Sweden to do absolutely nothing all day for the rest of their lives. The employee in question will report to a train station in Sweden and receive a salary of about $2,300 a month in U.S. dollars. They'll get wage increases, vacation, pension for retirement, and the job requirement's simple. An employee shows up to the train station every morning, punches in, then it illuminates an extra bank of fluorescent lights, so basically all the travelers can see you sitting in your little cubicle. And the worker returns, clocks out, goes home. While they're there, they can do anything they want except for work on another paying job. They're not even obligated to stay there that long if they don't want to stay, all day. They can quit. They can retire. They can be replaced, whatever they want. Their employment is guaranteed for life, though, if they want it. No specific qualifications are needed. They're going to start taking applications in 2025. And that's how Sweden spends their money. It's going to be an art project.
I would treat this like I do, like I have my grift for the Coliseum that puts a sign up that says free cockfight for Raiders fans. Like anyone who signs up, it's like, hey,
do nothing for life.
Hey, burden on the tax system, you're out.
Oh, absolutely. In Sweden, guess what the tax rate is?
60% higher.
70.
It's 70, and by the way, it's like for the Bernie Sanders fans, it's for people who make more than $60,000 a year. It's not this thing is like, oh, the ultra rich are going to start paying their fair share. You make $65,000 a year and you're paying in 70.
There's nothing left.
That's rough.
Right.
Yeah,
that is rough, and that's not the utopia we're looking for. Breast implant age, Max Pata?
Yeah, so legally, breast augmentations cannot be performed in teenagers. Women older than 18 can get saline implants and gel implants on women older than 22 because breasts are still growing at that age, so they wouldn't. Nobody will touch them.
Good to know. Mm-hmm.
I promoted this story. I had this. I thought about this for the first time probably in 20-ish years. Last night, randomly, I had an internship in college, a short-lived internship with this company that was not a very good company. I'm sure they're out of business. They were trying to do like voice over IP, basically phone calls over the internet, which was an emerging technology in the late 90s. And they had nothing for me to do. I showed up for like 2-3 hour shifts, and I sat in a cubicle and most of the time did nothing. And this is before smartphones and really the internet was everywhere. And I did nothing. I thought about it like, oh, what a sweet gig, like doing nothing. It was really hard. And
the day's much longer.
Doing nothing for 3 hours sucks. Like I would much rather have been like, file these papers or alphabetize this stack. At least it was something.
Well, and that's what I think about in prison when people are clamoring to get the very few precious jobs within the prison, in the kitchen or the laundry room. And I'm thinking, why would you want to? Just chill all day. Oh, no. Not when you're serving a 20-year sentence.
Doing nothing is the worst.
It's the worst.
They have a publicist gig there. I feel like I could really talk up Cell Block C.
That's a good idea.
You guys are already criminals. Yeah.
Get you some ink.
Internal. It's an internal position.
You guys made the cover of Con Job again. That's a jobs listing board for ex-cons. Well, I don't have to tell you what it is, but we made the cover once again. You're welcome. Want me to sign that? Suitable for framing.
That's good.
All right, let's do one more.
Okay, let's see. We'll end with this one. A town in New Jersey is cracking down on barking dogs. Fox News reports that the borough of Saddle River is revising an ordinance against dog barking, prohibiting, quote, loud, frequent, or habitual continuous barking, howling, or yelping. Now,
good.
Yeah, and it goes on. If it goes on for more than 20 minutes between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m., it's a problem, or more than 15 minutes between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. every night. A Saddle River borough administrator said there was one incident in particular that prompted this, but he would not elaborate on what it was. Violators of the amended law are subject to a fine of up to $1,000, 90 days in jail, or up to 90 days of community service. And they said other places are doing this, but they're getting the ink about it.
Who's the barkiest dog? I know the little ones, but I mean, like Phil won't bark. Like,
I've never
Phil
heard him bark.
Doesn't bark. He barks on rare occasion, like if he gets locked out and he's out there for a while, he'll give like a ooh, but it's like a come open the door bark.
I've noticed, and Brian, you could probably speak to this because you have a little dog. Little dogs bark more than big dogs, from what I've seen.
Our dog barks
Chihuahuas.
anytime someone's at the door. It goes nuts. I'd imagine, beagles obviously howl, but any dog that's like a hunting dog, like go out and find this bird, like an Irish setter or something, I imagine those dogs gotta bark a lot.
And it was so creepy when I lived in the South Bay. Every night, walking on the Strand up and down to walk, there were these giant, I think huskies, just a ghostly
baying,
howl.
Yeah, baying at the...
They don't bark.
No, they howl.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can get them to howl if you howl in front of them.
Pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, I lived with one for a while. God, Prince? What was his name? I rented, during a particularly low point in my life, I rented a room of a girl that went to college. She went to college. Joyce Lawford lived up in the Hebrew Heights up there. She was like divorced or widow or whatever it is, and then her daughter went off to college, and it was just like an open room in her Brady, like weird 70s time capsule house with the big dog and everything. And I just lived in the room. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
Did you pay?
Oh, yeah. Like I paid rent, and my plan was, well, I could live in a nice house with this middle-aged woman who's sort of like religious and uptight and whatever, but I'm just going to live here, sleep on the floor in the room.
Did she cook for you? Was it communal in any way?
No, we had kind of a weird
you take it a shul?
That sort of relationship that you have with certain roommates where you just kind of stay out of each other's way.
That's the best kind.
But it's a little weird if you're trying to bring a girl home, because I think she had like some rules and stuff, and I just kind of came and went.
Yeah,
but they had a fun dog. I remember getting the dog. That's right. Mrs. Robinson. All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.